Welcome, my name is Abel Sanchez. In this lesson we're going to be looking at Node.js modules. From the very beginning the vision was to create a lightweight small computation engine, as we have seen, and to have the community write the rest of the functionality. Now in order to do that it was necessary at the outset to define a mechanism by which modules could be written and could be loaded onto applications. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and move over to the editor. As you can see here, I have two files. One of them is called users.js, and that's going to be my module. And then I have index.js, which is going to be the application that loads or consumes that module. As you can see there within the users.js module, the very first thing that I do is that I define an object called collection. To that object, I assign an array of users. You can see there I have Pete, Paul, Mike, Jane, Mary, and Tina. I then add a function to allow me to save a new user. As you can see there, that takes two parameters, a name and an email, and it adds to the users array. Then the last step is to use, and this is functionality from Node.js, and to assign to module exports an object, and that object has a property called collections, and the value of that is the collection object that we have defined. So let's go ahead and save that file and move over to our application. And the very first thing that this application is going to do is that it's going to require that module using the keyword require. You can see there require, it then takes the path to the user's module. In this case it's within the same directory, so we simply do /users, and then we access dot property, the collection property that we defined down here. We have an object that has a property of collection, and that is what we're accessing within this first line here on line 2. Now the next step is that I'm going to list the users. I'm simply going to get that collection and write it to the console. I then write a line separator for myself, just simply to keep to have a visual indicator for what's going to come next. I then add a user. I'm now invoking one of the functions within that module. I define name of Dave, then a variable of email, which is dave@mit.edu, and then I use the save method passing those two parameters. Now that adds a new user to my user collection, and then finally I write out the users to the console to see if in fact that is now part of the collection. So let me go ahead and save this file, and now we will move over to our Node window. If you do not have it open already, go ahead and from your start menu find the Node.js command prompt window and open up a console. So you can see there we are at the desktop. That's where I placed those two files that I just created. I'm going to go ahead and list them. As you can see there, I have index.js and users.js, and if all goes well, when I run the application, which in this case is index.js, we should see the output at the console. So let's enter node index.js, enter return, and as you can see there, within the first block, or within the first line of output, we get the users that we define within the module, and then within the second block of output, we get the users plus Dave. You can see dave@mit.edu. So this is a simple proof of concept, a simple example of how to create a module within Node.js. I'll give you an exercise to do. You can go ahead and add to this modules a function to find a user. That's the typical thing you might want to do. I'll also ask you to write a completely new module and application to consume it. You can write within this module something that returns the time, and you can consume it from the application. You can call them, say, time.js, and index.js is the convention for applications. So with that, I'll wish you happy coding, good luck, and goodbye.